like get these robots and stuff like that, like seeing how that goes. Are you good, fam?
Keep going, I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'll catch up with you. I don't know when, but I'll catch up. Every time you turn around, expect to see me. There's one time you'll turn around and I'll be there. Kidding you?
That's okay, episode 3.
You know when you... It's like...
What do you think?
Then it's like...
It was like...
Then it's like...
there were cool parts. But like, I also felt like... not like a whole... it was kind of like almost like a filler episode, like not a whole lot happened, but I guess like... I think like the biggest thing that happened was like later on, like this was cool, like seeing like, you know, like basic I guess like training that they do with the like these robots. Nigga.
I mean...
Keep going, I'm listening. I'm listening.
But
I always saw them do that at the Cowboys. They bite the end off instead of cutting it off. That was a terrible idea. I don't want to be a cowboy anymore. So you feel like most of this episode was just kind of a waste of time?
Not like, I wouldn't say like a waste of time. Like obviously like there were key things in it that happened, but like I feel like compared to like the other two, I feel like not as much happened, which like isn't a bad thing. Like it seemed like this episode was more about like pacing instead of just like throwing. It seemed like go.
This episode felt more like an episode of actual Rebels than anything that we've seen so far. In that, yeah, it's just the whole episode is them taking the time, and I like that there's unique names for everything. Like even if they're just fucking random sounds that some dude came up with in 15 seconds.
Yeah, it sounds believable.
It's still putting in the effort to say something different. Say something, you know, a technique that would only exist in the Star Wars world.
You know, this is like basics, like, you know, like younglings would be doing.
Right, yeah, and
she was like, you know, is it enough to get by? And he's like, not even close.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And obviously, he's right.
I mean, we saw her get fucking stabbed by Sith Lady.
Then it's like...
Pretty much show...
Yo, where the fuck is my food at, Nick? Get you bum ass up, son, and feed me now! The fuck you even doing? Ooh, no way! You're actually doing this, loser.
Her training using her other senses, and then them talking about the Force, and Sabine saying to Ahsoka that she's going to give it her all, and we kind of get confirmation of that because she tries to use the Force herself, so obviously her curiosity is piqued. She is interested. We see that
Take
first.
your glasses off, moron.
Pretty much told her that like anybody has the potential to build the Force. It's not just like
The fuck?
I guess like certain people.
Looking for food, honey? It's over here.
Oh, yes, dumbass! Num num num!
And that was kind of cool to learn. I mean, like I guess like that was kind of like it should be like almost like a given.
Thanks, Whitey
Because, like, you know, they always explain how, you know, the Force resides in everything living.
Right.
You have, you know, the training and the talent to do what you can.
Yeah. This...
Someone's delusional! Take over the internet for us, you absolute YouTube sensation! This is why you're poor and can't feed me for shit.
10,000 things.
What the fuck do you
Here's the
keep
man
back
who's
here?
done one thing.
That's probably all the
10,000
shit you
yeah.
stolen, right? Fucking druggy degenerate.
It's like that here. It's like Karate Kid.
Smells like asshole, whatever it is.
Where he's frustrated, she's frustrated. Like, what am I doing? This is stupid. I'll be able to see. And it's like, that's not the point. Let's take away your senses. And are you still that capable warrior? If the answer is then you need to work. You need to refine. That's what she's saying, basically.
Like, without your senses, what are you?
Do I hear a cat? Let's check. Let's keep things rolling.
Cole's breaking shit.
Hey! Hey!
Sponsored by water.
This whole sequence, the fact that it's not like they have her behind her and tap her one or two times and then we're on to the next thing. The fact that they show us multiple takes over and over again of her kind of trying to really test her. Like it feels like a Rebels episode, it feels like a Clone Wars episode where you're getting this whole episode dedicated to a detail, you know?
Yeah.
Wherever this is in Ahsoka's life. She's kind of what Anakin was supposed to be. She's extremely powerful, and she's just one with the Force. She's just in tune with the Force, and you can just feel that her responses,
Like,
and her
just
calmness,
her demeanor.
and demeanor, as if nothing's wrong. Guys, Appa, you get these massive segments that are covering something very small, and then you get these little incremental pieces of another character throughout.
This part, like, it shows, like still, like, it still has, like, still the same issues as, like, the Old Republic had. But, like, you always need, like, these, you know, authorizations in order to do things. Like, you have to go to people to get the authorization to do something, and then they'll be like, well, we can't really do that because it's not in our, you know, jurisdiction or whatever. And it's just like, no matter how important it might be and how right the person coming to the problem might be, they're like, well, we can't do this because this such and such reason. And just like the same thing the Old Republic had, you know, like they wanted to do certain things and like there were real problems arising, but they just wouldn't hear them because they're like, well, we're a republic, so we have to do it like in, you know, our certain, you know, rule, like in our set of rules that we have.
Qui-Gon telling the council that he's encountered a Sith,
Mhm.
and they just don't take him serious.
You don't take them serious.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying, and that just sounds, I'm just being racist, bro.
Did you pray today?
And them just saying, completely dismissing not only that, but her saying, I think this is for a bigger picture, and she throws Thrawn's name out there, and obviously that's a big name and a big deal, and even still, it's been 20 years.
It's been 20-some years since Thrawn was last seen, so they're like, you know, he's gone, like, we don't need to worry about him anymore.
And they just kind of demean her here because Ezra disappeared that day too.
Same thing with here, they're kind of dismissing it because, you know, it's like, oh, well, you have it, we all know you have this other agenda.
Colt, I'm sorry, but I have to be the one to tell you. You're a fucking moron, and you need to stop. Please, for the love of Allah and all things great, stop it. And stop it now. Because nobody asked for your opinion, okay? Little weird, creepy, twink-looking bastard.
Other agendas, so you're trying to persuade us into helping.
Fucking
yeah, it's nice. It's cool to see, you know, their son now.
I thought he was supposed to be a secret. I guess I'm just wrong. This is an episode that takes the time to show you things. Like, they could have had two sets. They could have had this set, and they could have had a set with a table. But instead, they show you this shit rising out of the floor, you get to see where this table comes from. You get to see that pattern on the floor. Oh, that's this stuff that comes out of the floor. Whether that's digital or not, I don't think it is. I think it's the whole thing's a practical set. But just going to that length to show us, it's something they didn't have to do. It's something, that type of detail, attention to detail, is something that is lacking in Obi-Wan and Mandalorian and fucking Boba Fett and whatever the hell else. Maybe not Andor. These little moments, like her saying, I'm gonna give this my best.
I'm going to give this my best.
Sabine kind of saying sorry for not being that person before, and what you're telling me now, I'm not going to waste your time. Like, I'm here for this. And Ahsoka knows that. And that's what Ahsoka was alluding to, where she, Hera's like, how do you know when someone's ready? She goes, there's Frank, told you she knocked shit over. But that's what she was basically saying, is like, how do you know when someone's ready to be trained to be a Jedi? And she just said, well, just know. Like, and it's when they're just ready, and that was Sabine saying sorry for not being prepared before and wasting your time, but I'm here now.
Yeah, and Ahsoka's being, like, she actually will sit down with Sabine and, listen to what she's struggling with and, like, give her reassurance rather than kind of being like, well, you need to just, do this and you're fine, all that kind of stuff. Like, she's not dismissive.
Yeah.
What did you think about episode 4 of Ahsoka?
I think episode 4, honestly, in my opinion, was on par with episode 3. Okay. In terms of just like, I don't know, just like a lot. It felt like a good change of pace because obviously episode 3 was a little slower. Episode 1 and 2 were very quick. And just kind of like threw you into the action. So it was good to step back, and then it was a good change of pace here where I kind of threw you back into the action again.
Oh my lord. My turtle. Mr. Nightman. Mr. Nightman.
Yeah, I wonder if they're, I don't know. Obviously he's gone, so like, we never really got an explanation of who or what he was.
I'm just a nigga with a rocket launcher.
Like, I don't know if he was meant to be the sixth brother who died, who fell down the fucking crevice in the temple and then like re-emerged.
Crackhead.
Because his armor looks similar, and obviously like the weird rust look with like, I guess, trying to portray that he was like down there for a long time and somehow managed to get out. But I don't know, something about this episode, just seeing Ahsoka, just always like, just being that one step ahead type of thing. Like when Sabine's like, putting her armor together and getting her weapons and stuff, like she's looking for that little piece. Like Ahsoka already, you can just tell just by then, like she's kind of in a manic state, and like she's not fully focused. Just seeing like her mannerism, just like knowing that like the piece was right next to her, but she was rummaging through her fucking. No, like it shows that she knows that she's not actually already like all the way focused.
Yeah, the closer they get to actually finding Ezra's location or finding Ezra, the more she falls apart at the seams. Mm-hmm. So Ahsoka's worrying that she's not going to be able to handle herself. She's not going to be able to think clearly, in order to make the decisions that she needs to make. We go from this episode where it's nothing but kind of this bright hopefulness between Sabine and Ahsoka to that relationship immediately being put to the test. Ahsoka, already has her concerns, and Sabine is already being put to the test of, can she uphold what she is trying to commit herself to, being Jedi apprentice, basically.
And also the scene where she's outside and just pondering or whatever. She already knows that those droids are there. When she says to Huang, be be careful out here. And then she was kind of had that side eye, she already knew they were there.
Well, yeah, for her it's a matter of, she knows that it's when they find them, not if they find them.
Yeah,
They're going to inevitably find them. They're going to comb the entire forest until they find them. The mystery continues to build around Baylan, where he keeps giving these indications that he's very knowledgeable and knows a lot of these unique things that most people
wouldn't know.
Raising the question, who really is this guy? What does he come from? And what is his true goal here? Because he seems like he's too powerful to be this pawn that he's playing.
Mm-hmm. He definitely seems like he has his own agenda.
Morgan's game.
Yeah, it's just more he's just kind of using Morgan to as a means to his own end.
Him wanting Thrawn back, or helping them get Thrawn back, doesn't seem like it would be his ultimate goal. It seems like he's powerful enough to have his own agenda, have his own plans and his own means of doing things. The fact that he knows who Ahsoka is in the first place is one thing, and then he knows kind of her lineage, that she was a Padawan in the Jedi, temple under Anakin, and apparently he knows Anakin, and he also knows that Anakin turned to Darth Vader.
And he knows that. He also knows that Ahsoka left the Order.
Yeah.
This scene is sick. Seeing two droids fight each other.
Yeah, the hand-to-hand combat between droids is cool. It's not really something you get to see, at least not like that. Huyang proves to just be
he's actually capable.
More and more likable. Again, like I was saying earlier, it just feels like there's so much more effort put into it. Their timing is so much more precise. It just doesn't feel like they had 3 takes to work with and just used the best one, which was still 50% what it should have been, kind of thing. This actually feels more fleshed out, and like they...
Yeah, because a lot of the stunts that they pulled, during that little sequence, you could tell they put effort in planning those sequences out. Moves the droid, in front of the other one to block the shots, and then, fucking tosses them aside, and then to also block his vision, and then Sabine, grapples him and then pulls her towards Ahsoka, and she just fucking finishes him off.
What do you mean by that?
It just reminds me, like I said, of Season 1. Just that level of effort, that level of thought put into each scene.
Stop talking about Ahsoka Tano. Talk about me. Grogu, did you take a dump in my helmet?
Just didn't feel present in episode 1 or 2. It felt very rushed, very off-piece, off-beat, beat. 3 and 4 has kind of done a 180 in terms of that, where I feel like that quality has returned, just at least in terms of thoroughness, feels like it's back.
Yeah, it felt like 1 and 2 just kind of tried to set up the. I think they rushed trying to set it up. Just throwing a whole bunch of shit at you at once.
The forest stuff is cool. It's a cool setting for them to fight in. Yeah, his lightsaber's just authentic red instead of the old school red like Baylan has in Shin, the Apprentice. Yeah, there's a lot of time put into the build-up to these fights. It's very drawn-out takes of them circling each other and them pacing and them
a very old school samurai movie.
Yeah, and, like same thing with the stances that Ahsoka takes.
I don't know what Sabine is thinking getting so damn close.
Yeah, like especially when she hasn't drawn a saber yet, she just has her guns.
I completely forgot she has the fucking sabers.
Yeah.
I just kind of thought she was gonna get destroyed.
You didn't actually
here.
see her you didn't actually see it on her.
Ahsoka doesn't at all fall for the Inquisitor's intimidation stance and very Obi-Wan
Yeah,
to
that was
Anakin
literally-
kind of thing.
Yeah,
All this intimidation build up, and then he's just kind of this one calculated, swift movement, and this dude just turns into smoke, which I really wish we got to see that. I really wish they didn't cut away,
yeah.
because that was cool.
Damn it, Merrick! What the fuck am I supposed to do against two of these bitch Jedi motherfuckers?
And it would have been cool to see like the armor stay behind,
Yeah,
like
that'd be-
deflate or something like
That'd be
that.
good, yeah.
You know,
It was. I mean, obviously props to the actress, but it was really cool to see. It was really cool to see like Shin being like, oh shit, like she just took this dude out without even really trying.
yeah.
And then I pissed her off, and she was like, "Wow, I'm stuck." She's like, "Really? Like you're gonna leave, and I'm gonna be stuck with this fucking nobody? Like, are you serious?"
Yeah, she knows.
Like she knows that Sabine is no match for her.
Yeah.
But she's like, "You're really just gonna run off and leave me here with this?" Like she feels obviously like disrespected.
This is a moment like that they split up, I guess, and that is something that Huyang says not to do. So I don't know if that'll be significant later, where there will be this moment where they do stay together, they do fight together.
And then it turned out better.
Yeah, because I mean, Ahsoka shouldn't have left Sabine with an actual Force-sensitive.
Like trained fighter.
Yeah.
She also was, Balin may not be like the most powerful dude ever, but he's obviously got a lot of experience.
Well, that's just it. Is like it seems like be able to make quick work of Sabine because her master is someone who isn't incompetent.
Yeah.
He's very thorough, very knowledgeable, very wise, clearly. So his apprentice should be the same way.
Yeah, and then their conversation that they have about Anakin, which leaves a lot of, leaves a lot of questions of, how he knew who Anakin became and how he knew that Ahsoka was once his like Padawan at one point, and also how he knew that she left the Order. Also,
all of the armor in this show feels very, very Renaissance or medieval era.
Mm-hmm.
Even his shoulder blades, his fucking shoulder armor and stuff like that. It just looks like hammered iron or something like that.
It looks very like handmade, like man-made.
Yeah, and the same goes for his apprentice. It's just kind of all. It just must be the aesthetic that they went with. Which for them it looks fun, whereas with Marok it was just kind of he just looked like a fucking rusted robot. Obviously that wasn't Starkiller, so the whole is this Inquisitor Starkiller. Which I was thinking more and more that he would be, just because in the motherfucker's name is Marok or Merrick, and it's Galen Merrick. That's the motherfucker's goddamn name. Kind of the sort of Lord Starkiller style visor, where like his final suit of armor kind of has that knight look.
Mm-hmm. It was more pristine looking, but
just like these little things that kind of were like, well, it could be, but obviously it was more than likely the Inquisitor that you were talking about that falls
in the temple from like the Sith temple.
Because you say he looks like him, he sounds like him, and he's a ghost the same way that Inquisitor is, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what? He's just kind of this essence that's trapped in this.
Trapped in
form.
the suit, yeah.
Like I said, my hope is that Sam Witwer credit is for Maul, which I don't think is that unlikely anymore after seeing this episode, just because she's already right into the fucking world between worlds.
So it's not very far fetched to see Maul show up, or like if we get like a little cameo from or something.
I mean, we see a lot of in the Rebels episode. Like it was, it's like these portals of instances from their life,
like from history. Yeah, when like Ezra was there, it had like a lot of Ezra's memories and like experiences. So, like when she's there and she, the ending you see Anakin, it would make a lot of sense if like people from her past started showing up.
Right. So that's one thing that I can't quite remember is I vaguely, not vaguely, but I like it's like 75% there, but this might just straight up be dementia. I don't know.
I stay automatic. Money add then multiply. I call it
Ahsoka's duel with Mr. Balin.
Yeah, it's very like samurai-esque in the fact that like usually when fights start like that, they kind of take the like pot shots at each other to just gauge where they get like a little gauge of what they can do before they actually full on start fighting.
Yeah, these we see a little more here in the earlier episodes. Just visually, lightsabers are a little different in this from past Star Wars, where when they are locked in contact, there isn't a whole lot of flair.
Yeah.
With this, it's kind of more Rebels-esque, where it stays the color of their blade instead of getting that crazy sort of lens flare from this, sun-like heat explosion of these two beams of energy that would, radiate. Like it doesn't blow out the camera as much as it normally does in Star Wars. It's more visible, and that was very evident in the first fight between these two, where they're kind of locked and you can still like see everything. The whole blade is still visible. Like there's a little bit of yellow and some sparking in the middle, but it's nothing like what it normally is in Star Wars with this immense amount of these fucking two beams of energy are crossing. So it's just a different look. Mando vibes, which again, it's just cool because Mando Season 3 has made the Mandalorian culture and Mandalorians in general feel so f***ing stupid, feel so f***ing competent, feel so not at all what the first season of Mando and even the second season had built up these Mandalorians to be, these sort of stoic characters that play the lone wolf game and have all these crazy gadgets and stuff from their culture. It was like, whoa, they f***ing shoot at water for target practice, and they let their kids get eaten by pterodactyls.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
It just made them look stupid.
Yeah, it made them look really...
And it made Dim look stupid by doing the stuff that he did just so Bo could look cool. To see like that, just someone that doesn't know Star Wars, it's like, who the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, like, who the fuck?
Bo? Like, what? Motherfucker, what?
Yeah, it's cool to see like her block, like, because obviously their armor can withstand a lightsaber. Yeah. So, like, it was cool to see, like, her like, arm guards block it.
Yeah. We see a lot of Mando do that in the Mando show. It's just, his fights are, again, at least in the first season, his fights are very physical. He's not Red Dead Redemption, Deadeye, blah, 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 blah. It's like, he'll kill this guy, and then he'll get shot 4 or 5 times, and he'll stumble over and have to get back up, and he'll have to block this because he can't see you. Like,
it's very Punisher-esque, where like he actually takes some punishment.
Yeah, it's very humanizing.
Yeah, very humanizing. No, it's just fucking taking out everybody with no effort. Like, he's actually struggling.
To see her do that a lot in this episode. Early on, when they kind of come out of the ship and there's the goons or whatever shooting at them, she gets shot a couple of times. Just like...
You actually see like the blaster impact like affect them.
Yeah.
Like, you see her like, when it hits her, she like kind of it jerks her shoulder or whatever.
This is a cool shot. I just like the out of focus of them fighting in the background with her helmet in the foreground. In the very next shot, we kind of probably just me noticing something that isn't there, but we get this shot of her not having her helmet on, and then the very next shot is her getting punched in the fucking face.
Yeah.
So if she had her helmet on, she would have been fine. She wouldn't have lost this step right there. She punched, she wouldn't have lost that step. It was cool to see Sabine, like, she believes this shit, like, whether she can do it or not, she believes it.
Yeah, she believes
it. For that situation here, she's trying it,
You have no power.
Very Mandalorian moment where
she's just the sleight of hand thing where it's like, I'm doing something over here with this hand, with the other hand I got a knife, you know, that kind of thing.
Kind of like a fake out.
Yeah, very Mandalorian.
Kind of like Boba's like knee rockets. He gets knocked to the ground. Like you think he's like, you know, incapacitated, and he fucking just like puts a knee up and shoots rockets from it.
The whistling birds, or whatever they're called, from Mando, where he intentionally lets them get close and surround him so that these rockets can all fucking.
Stand up.
This like ninja vanish Batman powder that Shin has. Again, I feel like it's that callback to the helmet scene where
she had her helmet, she could see, she could find her.
Yeah, she would be able to find her
because it has like infrared and shit.
Yeah,
I think it's like kind of hinting that like she still relies too much on.
Right. She's not trusting herself.
She's not trusting herself enough. She relies too much on her gadgets.
Right.
It's like without one of her gadgets, she becomes less competent.
Ahsoka has a fucking Indiana Jones moment. He picks up the fucking medallion in the fire.
Yeah, she picked up the fucking map when it was like lit under a fucking Night Sister magic fire.
Yeah, she fucks her hand up, obviously grabbing this damn thing.
And then Shin shows up. You think Sabine's dead, and you see a little bit of dark side aggression.
Right.
Just fucking. It was like, oh shit! Like Sabine's probably dead or hurt, and she just fucking ragdolls her.
Yeah. When have you ever seen Ahsoka fucking do that?
Yeah, you've never seen that. It's very out of character. Where she's usually very composed.
Yeah.
Get the map.
The beginning conversations come in full circle here, where Sabine doesn't have the strength to destroy this map because she cares too much about Ezra. Was it what she should have done? Yes, but she's just not strong.
Yeah.
Carson's back, Mr. Carson Wentz, Carson Teva, the fucking iPhone sound.
The iPhone sound. Fucking message send.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I didn't hear that the first time until you pointed it out. I was like, holy shit. And it literally just sounds like they just sampled that and just like threw it in there for fuck knows why.
No one will be following us.
So this whole, like, they built a hyperspace ring, and hyperspace rings, like, there's a ship that's meant to go in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not going to do that, and you're just going to use a hyperspace ring, why the fuck are you building a hyperspace ring?
But then they're not really moving anything.
I guess they're planning to bring something back.
Maybe.
Like the Star Destroyer or something.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it was Thrawn's, like, Star Destroyers, so it's probably, like, obviously more important.
Otherwise, it's just weird. It's like, you got this fucking hyperspace circle.
You're not moving anything with it, you're just using it.
No idea how the fuck Ghost survives this. Like, the ship just goes right through them. Whereas, I'm just fucking stupid. It's because it's a circle.
They
went around.
I'm so
fucking dumb.
Why she was pulled into the world between worlds? When she fell off the mountain?
Maybe we'll find out that it's another moment like the one before, where right when she's about to die, someone who's already in there
pulled her out.
Pulls her through,
yeah.
To save her. And she obviously hears Anakin's voice, sees Anakin.
And she still refers to him as Master. Even like obviously knowing what happened to him.
Yeah, I mean it's a good halfway point.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is apparently this is 8 episodes.
Yeah, 8 episodes.
I'm optimistic halfay through, which is a good place to be.
Good place
it's not where I was with Mando season 3. It's
it was like stop. Like just stop.
It was like, holy fuck, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
I no
It's like
idea.
you kind of like no idea what's just happening. Like honestly, like, you kind of like lose interest. Like I don't honestly care all that much anymore what happens because like
it felt very out of touch, very disconnected, and it was clear that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau had less influence and were already working on this. I'm happy with it where it is right now. First 2 episodes, I wasn't.
Yeah. 3 and 4 really picked it up.
3 and 4 really picked it up, and I would say we're in a good place right now. Where would you say that it ranks as of right now? If that was the ending there, and say, hey, wait for season 2 next year, where would this show fall within the other ones for you?
This was better, obviously like leagues better than Mando season 3, but Mando season 1, it's at a really high bar.
Yeah.
It's very hard to break. The way this ended, like it does have me, it has me wanting more.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a very, very positive thing.
Yeah. You feel good about the actual characters within the show.
Yeah.
Watching the Obi-Wan show, you can watch 3 episodes of that and say, I don't like where this is going with the characters.
Yeah, like I want to know more about Balin and his apprentice, obviously.
And they feel authentic to their animated characters, their animated selves too.
Absolutely.
Definitely took their time, or just whoever was in charge of casting did a good job. Because they all feel like their animated self, which is hard to do.
Absolutely.
It's even harder to do when that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah, like when you're, because you might try too hard.
Because they could have just gotten The Rock to play Balin. I mean, it's kind of morbid to say and unfortunate to say, but I do think that Ray Stevenson's death will impact this show's numbers for the better.
It will.
Just because that's what happens when people die.
Yeah.
It happens with artists all the time, right? How many times have you heard like, oh, I'm an X fan or whatever, but they know 2 songs.
Yeah, they know 2 songs.
Moonlight
and fucking Look at Me or some shit.
Yeah. At the very least, it's a good send-off for him. It's not like John Madden's send-off, where Madden 23 was like the worst Madden ever.
Yeah, worst Madden of all time.
And it was the one that was in honor of his name because he died. So it's like, nice send-off, dude. Fucking, you might as well just like pissed on his grave, poured gasoline in it, lit it on fire.
Deadass.
Did he just... Madden looks terrible! It's almost an interception! It's almost an interception, and Madden is like... This is motherfucking 2022, and it looks like a horror show! Like we're in motherfucking Spirit Halloween!
With this, it's like, no, like he's actually being portrayed, his acting is being demonstrated. We're getting to see the value that he brought to cinema, to movies, to shows, and it's doing that justice. You can't say for most things that involve people that have passed away. Like, you can't say that episode 8 or 9 did Carrie Fisher justice. You know, they just didn't. You know, we were fucking on a steady decline there for a while with Mando season 3, but we're trending upwards. They need this to be a hit. They need this to be a success. That's why I was so worried early on, like, oh fuck, this shit's gonna be rushed. But halfway through. What else? That's it?
That's for me.
That's it. Alright.
I just need season 2 now. I just need the second half.
Hera, allow me a moment to speak with my colleagues.
Of course.